back tonight because we put that new distributor on the car and now it won't start, but it's got a new distributor. My theory here is, now I don't know, I haven't even talked to Curly about it, but I'm under the impression that just maybe if that other distributor was screwed up, maybe Curly did something inside of the ECU to compensate for that. Yeah, maybe he did something inside of the ECU to compensate for the screwed up distributor. So now that there's a new distributor on there, that compensation is causing problems to where it won't start. That's my theory. I don't know. Hopefully that's what it is. Whenever he gets here, he's gonna go boop boop and it's gonna fire up. It seems to be just about what always happens whenever Curly comes over. But anyhow, I need to keep myself busy for the time being. Dun dun dun! This freaking thing, man. I need to find my wiring harness. It's getting dusty. I don't like it. Yeah, burning up there on my deadbeat shirt.
Oh, yeah. That thing's hot.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you.
I was not talking about.
Cool. Something like that.
Yes, sir.
The Bravus needs his throttle cable bracket extended since he swapped out his intake manifold. So we just cut his throttle cable and he made a little extension. So now I just gotta weld it up. And oh Jesus, sorry.
It's broken.
My bad.
It broke.
Bang bang, there it is. That's all you needed, huh?
Yep, basically
Extended it out a little bit.
Basically the only thing besides this new gasket before the car is drivable.
Yep. It's going full throttle.
Can't wait, bro. This weekend I'm pretty sure it might be able to be driven. The gasket already got shipped, so.
Oh yeah. Braven ordered a thermal gasket for the intake manifold, so he's waiting for Speed Factory to ship that out to him. Then he can put the intake manifold back on again, and he's already got a tune in there. When Curly was here the other day, he loaded up a base map into his ECU. Of course, Curly would probably have to go over it a little bit once it's actually running, but for the most part, it's almost ready to be running as well. So if we can get khaki freaking going, then the EF and the DA can hit the road together for the first time ever. It is the next day, so Curly did end up getting busy last night. He hit me up. He's like, hey bro, sorry I had some things to do. So he flaked on me, bro. What can I say? I'm kidding. He postponed. He said he'll more than likely be here tonight after work. So Curly's a busy guy. He has not only his job that he has to do, but he has people like me, hundreds of them, hitting him up all the time. Like, hey bro, I'm having problems with my car. Anyhow, we're gonna do a little bit of work on the S10 Blazer. I do want to clarify from yesterday's video a couple of things. So yesterday during our troubleshooting, originally I had my ECU in there and then we swapped to Braven's ECU. We could not get the car to start on Braven's ECU because it is set up for coil on plug. There is something inside of the Honda that you have to turn that on and off. I didn't know where that was at. We went back to my ECU before Curly got here. While Curly was here, we ended up putting a chipped ECU inside of there. Curly had khaki running on my P28 with the S300 in it, and he had it running on the, I don't know what ECU it is, but it's a chipped ECU. He had it running on that as well. It was doing the same thing with both of them. So that kind of rules out the whole ECU thing. Though my ECU is showing some signs of aging, as Curly mentioned, the little electronic, I don't know what they're called, bro, but the little like resistors or whatever inside of there, some of them are kind of old and leaking. So I will need to address that eventually, but the ECU is not the issue. I'm really hoping that it was the distributor, and I did see in the comments a lot of people talking about these auto parts store distributors being junk. And I'll tell you right now, man, if this does end up being the distributor that's been causing all these problems this entire time, then yeah, I most certainly agree with you. I don't know, that first distributor that I got and I put on khaki, I had zero issues for years, man. And then all of a sudden, whatever's going on here started going on. So long term, I do have an engine here that I do want to tear down and I do want to get built up. So this B20 VTEC that is inside of khaki Jackie right now is not going to be the long-term engine. I do eventually want to swap it. I have something else for it, but I want to get what's in here up and going and running so I can enjoy the car a little bit for now. And I do want to mention a couple of other things that I've seen inside of the comments. I do have brand new spark plugs inside of there. I have another box over here in the toolbox, just in case when Curly's here, if he feels that we need to swap them out, then we'll do that. I also just had the fuel injectors cleaned. I took them to Cody and he cleaned them and he flow tested them, and there's zero issues with them, man. They weren't even dirty. Said they're a little bit gummed up on the tips, which that just cleared out like immediately. I have flushed the entire fuel system. I flushed it out with 91 and then went back to E85. Like, I've done the fuel system. But I most certainly appreciate all of your guys' advice, and I appreciate all the comments that you guys left. I went through every single one of them, and most of the stuff, yes, we have gone through. We've done a lot of diagnosing on this damn car for some time now. But I feel confident, man, we'll end up getting to the bottom of it and getting it figured out. But anyhow, I want to get a steering column inside of the Blazer. This is a big step in the right direction if we can get that accomplished today. So this is the column that was originally in it. It has the gear shifter up here on the column, which I no longer need. As you guys know, we converted from auto to manual. With this, it comes with a bunch of extra bulkiness on the steering shaft itself. This thing up here, which I no longer need. I want to switch from the automatic steering rack to the manual steering rack, in which I have one right over here. And there's the Ruckus looking all pretty. Don't forget, enter for your chance to win this thing. Remember, you have less than 20 days now. I think we're almost halfway through. Shameless plug. What can I say? Anyhow, I have this steering column. This came out of the parts truck that we had some time ago, in which that truck was a manual. I got to decide between these two which one I want to keep the steering wheel on for now. We'll probably put a nice steering wheel in it later down the road, but the most important thing is the lock cylinder. I need to take this lock cylinder out. I don't even have a key for this one, and I need to put the lock cylinder in it that came out of the Blazer because I actually have the key for that one. All these plugs and everything seem to be the same from both of them. I don't see any issues with the plugs and where things are going to plug in, so it looks like this is going to be just a direct swap over, so that's good, right? But first things first, in order to get these lock cylinders out, you actually have to remove the steering wheel, so we have to remove both lock cylinders, so I have to remove both steering wheels, which should be freaking interesting. I have zero idea how to get this thing off. Oh, there we go. Well, this took a turn for the worse. This steering wheel will not freaking come off, man. Well, using my method, it's not gonna come off. I actually need a steering wheel puller to get that thing out of there. And I don't have one of those. In order to move on, we're gonna have to ditch this idea and we're gonna have to go with plan B. So this is the entire steering column that came out of my truck. This is out of the white truck. I do have a key for this steering column. I figured why not, man? I'm just gonna go ahead and use this one inside of the Blazer because of how close we are to getting the Blazer up and going. I have been throwing the idea back and forth with getting an aftermarket steering column for the truck anyhow, because I don't need all of this factory equipment stuff inside of the truck. I just need to be able to turn the steering wheel, you know what I'm saying? So a lightweight aftermarket steering column for the truck is going to be a better decision, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use this one. On the plus side of using this one, I don't have to tear anything down. I don't have to switch lock cylinders right away. And this one is already black. In the future of this video, getting this all torn down, I was going to actually spray paint all this black because I don't know if you could tell in the video, but it's kind of bluish. It looks like a gray, but I don't know. I can't tell if that's blue or gray or whatever, but this one is actually black and it looks a lot nicer. So anyhow, the only thing I need to do is get this piece off of here and then we can just bolt this straight up. It's ready to go. I'm having one of those days. Definitely one of those days. So I take all of that back. Reason being, apparently when I removed this from the truck, instead of unplugging that, I cut that. Dude, I can't see myself doing something like that. I really can't, but apparently I did. You know, I might have had the mindset of, like I was just saying, I'm not going to be using any of the factory equipment. I do actually plan on putting like a switch panel inside of the truck that has my blinkers, headlights, all of that stuff on it. So all this factory stuff I never planned on using. So that could be why I was careless and just cut it out. But yeah, that is all of this wiring right here that runs up to this plug right here, which I believe is probably like all the blinkers and every freaking thing that I need, man. Oh, damn it. Yeah, so like I said, I'm having one of those days. I most certainly need to either get that steering wheel off of there, or I need to completely tear this one apart and completely tear this one apart and get this wiring that's running up here into probably the switch and everything out. And long story short, this has become a lot more difficult than what it's supposed to have been.
Good. Good.
Well, I said fuck it, and I ran and I picked up a steering wheel removal kit. Bro, I had to go to Harbor Freight, you know, the one over there on 35th there? I looked up online to see if they had it in stock over there. I get there and it shows in their system they have it in stock, 3 of them, but they didn't have one.
Bro.
I had to drive all the way to the one out there in freaking Avondale from that dude. It was in rush hour traffic. It was ridiculous, but we got this. But now we'll just have to pick up on this shit later because the doctor's here to work on khaki, man. Hopefully we get this thing figured out, hopefully. I say we, by we I mean hopefully Curly can figure it out. So we still haven't been able to get the start on the new parts store distributor. And yes, like I mentioned, I've seen your guys' comments. Those distributors are junk, but you know, this is the 3rd one now. 4th. One of them's gotta work, right? So I ended up swapping the battery that we had right here. I grabbed the new one that I got for the CRV because this one started puking water out of it as I was charging it. So it must be no good. I know that one's good, I just bought it, so. But we do have it hooked up to the charger because we're doing a lot of cranking. I just want to make sure we're not gonna kill it in the process. Anyhow, we're just gonna be cracking away at it. I'll keep you guys updated. Well, we still haven't been able to get the start on that distributor, like at all. So I'm on my way to Junior's house. Junior has a working distributor, but the problem is the distributor on my car is an OBD2 plug. The one that Junior has is an OBD1 distributor, but he has a combination of jumpers, he says. So we're gonna have to use his distributor, but with a combination of 3 jumpers in order to make it work with my plug. But Junior is confident that these jumpers work. He says he has used them like this before to test things, so we'll see.
So many freaking bugs. I want to be like a human bug zapper. Every time they touch me, they're just
Bro,
dead.
you gotta grab one of those electric freaking zappers from Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight. I saw them today. I was looking at it, I was like, ooh, man. Yeah, so there we go. We got our 3 jumper harnesses running from our OBD1 distributor to the OBD2 plug. Sound right, but new plugs going in. So it looks like I'm gonna need to find myself an OEM distributor or just go coil on plug. Honestly, it's probably gonna be easier to go coil on plug right now. Probably for the same price, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be easier to find, that's for sure.
it's already out.
Make sure he's gonna run.
The problem is the E85 station where I get fuel at up here. They only have one pump that's E85 and they have it all caution taped off. So I don't know what the fuck. So
all bad.
Yeah, I'll run up and go get some 91.
Yeah, we'll go get some 91. See if this thing running right.
Leave it sitting here. Alright, so it turns out they did end up having E85. They just didn't have any yesterday. Now they had some tonight. Yeah. Full start.
Right.
Still cutting out like crazy. Think so? Maybe you gotta clean his fuel filter or something. It's a lot better. That was a lot better.
That was a lot better, but it's still a certain RPM. That wasn't neutral. It's still a certain RPMs like cutting out. I mean, it drives now.
Yeah, it looked like it was driving.
What I think, whatever the issue is that we're trying to find, is still there somehow.
I think the fuel pump or the fuel filter, bro.
You think so?
Yeah, we were.
Injectors, maybe.
Yeah, we were talking about maybe cleaning the fuel system, like injectors, filter, and then possibly the fuel pump.
Way too much fuel in there.
Oh, you're adding a lot of fuel?
Yeah, he said he's adding a whole bunch of fuel.
All right, now we're swapping out the spark plugs, trying a different set of plugs. Cables, spark plug wires. Like honestly, it feels better, but you can still. I noticed that it's only doing the like anything under full throttle. You go full throttle, it clears right up. But anything under full throttle, it has that sound to it. You know what I mean? So I think it could be something fuel, like what you're saying. I don't know. Either way, it feels a lot better than what it has in a long time. I'm thinking we should try a different set of injectors, maybe. But khaki definitely feels a lot better than what it has in a long time.
Ever since I point the camera at me, it's not at me. It was over there. Yeah, no, it most definitely sounds better.
It's crazy, dude. I haven't been behind the wheel of something like actually quick, you know, like in a long time.
I've never been behind the wheel of something quick.
You've driven khaki, but you
I didn't know how to drive then.
You couldn't get past the clutch, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know how to drive then.
It does feel better with the other spark plug wires, though.
Sure.
So
the other ones were brand new.
Yeah.
I never even driven on them.
Yeah, I need to get a distributor for sure. I need to get just coil on plugs so I can avoid all this shit. I don't know. Fingers crossed that this works out. Jesus.
Heard you granny shifting.
Granny shifting?
The second time you were like going easy on it. Yeah. Before you were like ramming it. Normally I always made granny shifting it.
Dude, this is my cell phone, so that you guys know. My cell phone is so much better at low light than what my camera is. But I'm gonna get you guys some interior footage really quick before we call it a night. So it's not 100% yet. We still have some bugs to work out, but driving now, we can do some pulls.
Your phone's a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100% better.
Yeah, my phone's a lot. Well, for one, I have it on wide.
Yeah.
So it's wide angle.
Yeah, which
so
is
you get more of a wider perspective, you know? I need to upgrade my camera for sure.
Yeah.
She's still all dusty. But we're going to get the bugs worked out. We have a shopping list now. Alright, so it is the next day. Once again, we are going on 3 days with this footage now. So we have a shopping list for khaki. I know it still doesn't sound good. I'm sure you guys can hear the extreme choppiness that it has in the footage. Curly is having to tune around a problem still that we are having. And if I'm being honest with you, I think we had more than one problem all at one time, and we're over here trying to diagnose and figure out a singular problem. I think I'm having a problem with my fuel pump, my injectors, and the distributor all at the freaking same time, if I'm being honest with you. But it most certainly is acting a lot better on an OEM distributor, in which I need to get that back to Junior. So I need to find an OEM distributor for one, that or go coil on plug, of course. I think the easiest thing to find at the moment is probably just going to be a COP kit. So we need to do that. Curly took my ECU. I'm currently on one of his with my S300 in it, but it's his ECU. He took mine to go and replace all those little leaking bobbers that are inside of there. That I want to put a different fuel pump on there. I don't know if you guys remember whenever we were diagnosing our fuel problem before, we had the filter before the pump, so the pump was having to suck fuel through the filter. I ended up switching that around, so now the pump is actually pushing fuel through the filter. I've already cleaned all this stuff out. I do think that potentially the fuel pump is weak. This is one of those Bosch pumps, the 440 or whatever it is that they're called. I forget what it's called now, but I did order this off of Amazon, so for all I know, this might be one of those generic ones, you know what I'm saying? So I need to get a good fuel pump on here. Another theory that I have, and by all means, man, put it in the comments down below if anybody has experienced this or if you know why it would be doing this. Curly is having to add a very large percentage of fuel to the tune for it to even run normal. He expressed to me that he's having to add way too much fuel. So that tells me that he's having to obviously tune around an issue. Now that choppiness that you're hearing inside of the footage, it only clears up whenever the car is at like wide open throttle. You know what I'm saying? So my theory that I've kind of came up to in my head is maybe those injectors, I do have 1000cc injectors on there. That is way too big of an injector, but my theory when I bought those injectors were I may as well just get a larger injector now, so later if I turbo the car, you know, because the size of the injector doesn't really matter, it's a percentage level that you're using whenever you're tuning the car. So we have never used nowhere near all of that injector. I'm thinking that maybe the injector is just tired of being underpowered. Is that a thing? I don't know. I honestly don't know. So maybe that is, maybe it's not. Maybe I do need to get a smaller injector in there so we are using more of the power range that it has available, you know? Throw it in the comments down below. I'm ignorant to this shit, so I'm sure one of you guys watching would know more so than what I would. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm thinking a new, much stronger fuel pump on there, potentially injectors. Curly is fixing the ECU right now, and I need to find either an OEM distributor or coil on plug. That's my shopping list now for khaki. So by all means, guys, please do go grab yourself a t-shirt off the merch site. Giveaway aside, you know, whether you're interested in the giveaway or not, I feel like these are some of the coolest shirts that we have had that we've ever put out. Well, honestly, the EK shirt, right?
Yeah, EK shirt's pretty fun.
Yeah, the comic EK shirt. That shirt was pretty sick, dude.
We're gonna get more of those. Creamy and khaki.
It's discontinued.
No, I'm talking about like different design. But
oh yeah, I like that comic design with the big square. That's a sick ass design. But yeah, that would be cool to do like a creamy and khaki shirt, and then individual. A khaki shirt and a creamy shirt, and then them combined. But we gotta wait till we get both cars running.
Yeah, and as soon as we start hyping, you getting gapped.
Ah, this guy. And definitely we need to do a dead battery shirt, bro. Anyhow, guys, most certainly, man. YouTube has been down quite a bit lately. I know if you haven't heard that from me, you've probably heard it from other YouTube channels that you're subscribed to. I know I've been hearing it all over the place. Ad revenue is just, it isn't what it used to be, you know? So I'm kind of dependent on you guys and merch sales, you know what I'm saying? So I most certainly appreciate you guys for the people who are supporting in that way. That is the way to take it an extra step further if you want to. Of course, I don't expect anybody to. I'm just happy you guys are watching and smashing the like button. I hope you enjoyed this one. We are gonna make more progress on khaki. I feel like we have done a really good job diagnosing the problems, and I at least have a list now, you know what I'm saying, instead of just sitting here wondering what the hell the damn car needs. Also, like I showed you earlier, I did pick up a steering wheel remover kit. We're gonna get into this another day. Well, I'm actually gonna get into that right now, but it'll be another day for you guys in the next video. So peace out, and I'll see you on the next one. You like wanting to show me this?
Well, I was just gonna show you, but yeah, I got my center cap in finally.
Finally put center caps in the son bitch, huh?
You wanna see a tease?
A tease? Bro, screw you, dude.
Oh,
everybody knows how bad I want to set a 5-lug freaking white slipstreams for khaki.
Bro.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna look at it. Alright, before I end this video, I just want to say a huge shout out to Curly for coming over and helping me diagnose this damn thing, man. Shout out to Junior too for loaning me the distributor. And of course to Braven for being moral support and just holding the camera, you know what I mean? Peace.
You're so useful.
Can't even say bye Rughead anymore.
Later.
I can't even see you.